where we last left off our players, they had made their way to the attic of the manor. Up there, they were led by sobs to a corner of the house. Cassandra and Rain both entered, and they saw a frightened figure crouching in the corner, crying, wailing, hiding from their reflection. The moment they moved the mirror out the way, the figure stood up, screamed out, "I'm coming, my love. I'll be with you," and rushed the door. The problem was the hallway was filled with the rest of the group. The figure started clawing and scratching their way past the party. Sadly, the party, trying to figure out who they were, what was going on, grabbed and grappled and used the mirror to try and pin the figure to the ground. They did. The figure in her stupor was screaming. Cassandra and Nexon realized that this was a revenant. Marvolo and Collodi, with hesitation and sadness, did put the figure out of her misery. The last things out of this poor soul's mouth was, "Alden, I'll be there." And then they finally laid it to rest. And that's where we pick up. The party, having just dealt with such an encounter, hearing the word Alden, that was a friend of theirs at one point in time. And now, who are they? The necromancer? Is that the possibility? Who knows?
I can't deal with this part. If that's what happens, I can't. That poor soul. Why are we even still here? Rain just starts to have another little collapse, not liking any of this attention, not loving this just full space of undead. She has the creepy crawlies just all over her, and it's messing with her mind. And she's just kind of like pacing back and forth within a very small space, just a nervous wreck, shaking her. She can't make eye contact with anyone. She's just nervous.
Nexon's gonna kind of just follow after Rain, just kind of being her shadow. Just be like, we're gonna make sure nothing happens to you. I do feel like we're here for a reason, and maybe we can prevent this from happening to anybody else.
I hope so. I mean, I'm not trying to be selfish, but the idea is that the next person this happens to is likely to be me. My neck is on the chopping block.
Well,
I'm sorry. I know I know it has to be stopped. It's just typically when we're fighting things, we're catching them off guard or we're saving someone else, but it feels weird when I'm the actual target. And now with her, I've now seen what happens if we fail. Like there's no they just run off and they go do something else. It's me. I'm going to be the one who either loses her mind or dies.
Well, I do think that something went a little off with her. So the positive of this is probably that's not exactly going to happen to you. But also we're gonna not let anything happen to you.
I wish I had your confidence in this situation. You're always such a calming presence, and I appreciate you for this, and I'm just thrown. She was innocent, and she couldn't even bear to look at herself in the mirror, and I understand that feeling entirely. But she wasn't. I just can't. I'm sorry.
I mean, Rain, you're a lot stronger than I think you realize.
Maybe physically, I'm like my peace and quiet in the woods, dealing with things, especially when they don't follow the natural order, is very unnerving. I have my spaces in which I feel very comfortable and things feel in control and they're predictable. And I know when, at least if I'm in a situation like if I'm in town and things become too overwhelming and I'm starting to step on people, I can go back outside to my little place in the woods. And here I'm trapped in here with a bunch of dead things, with doors that don't always open, with a future in front of me that says you're going to die or not have any control left. It's not the first time in which things have happened to me and I don't feel in control, and I don't like where it's taken me. I'm sorry. I'm lashing out and you don't deserve that. You're very kind to me and I'm very sorry.
No,
I'm just nervous.
That you have every right to be nervous.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, do we want to keep looking? Maybe there's something in that room.
Yeah, maybe she left something behind or something. Rain's going to step over the mirror in which we had squished her with to get back into the room.
Collodi's basically holding on to the end of this this heavy mirror that he's just dropped onto this this specter. Hey, listen. As much as I'd like to take credit for this, I'm still not sure if she's dead. Okay, we haven't exactly lifted this thing up to see if that's what happened or not. But you know, look. Either way, this thing, whatever it was, it didn't belong here.
You're right. We should at least put her to the side and, I don't know, if there's a bed or something we can lay her in. That seems most appropriate.
All right. Basically imagining something akin to like a, you know when you have like a spider in the house and you put a cup on it and then you slide a bit of paper underneath it and then you take it out. So Collodi starts looking around for like a big piece of cardboard to slide under the mirror. And then, so he could... No, he basically turns around and he basically goes, okay, so I'm gonna lift this thing up now. If it jumps out, just be ready, okay?
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
As lifting up the giant mirror, it now becomes clear that the figure has desiccated. It's kind of all the life has left its body. It's very hollow, and this frightening figure who once loomed over everyone and brought terror now seems so small. Collodi... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As they're lifting the mirror, Nexon's just going to kind of take a look at the front of the mirror and see if there's anything like along the edge or anything weird about it, or if it's just a normal mirror.
This mirror is exquisite. It would fetch a good amount of money in town, but there isn't any specific writings or arcane markings placed upon it. So, you could always just put it into a bag of holding and make a few extra coin.
Just bring the murder mirror with us.
Yeah.
Like a mime putting like this giant mirror in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Kaz is gonna help Collodi move the body in case Collodi's just gonna be like lol, and like yeet it or something. So with respect, Kaz is gonna help him move the body.
All right. I think it'd be best if we move it perhaps to the room where we found her. I mean, we don't exactly know where this woman's remains currently lie. Unless these are, of course, the remains. But I don't know much about the ways of the undead. Until the time at which we can conveniently say this place is cleansed of whatever evil ensnares it, it would be best to know where it is and deal with it perhaps later.
You are correct. These are her what remains of her, but her spirit has gone. So reanimation is unlikely at this point.
As you look around the room, you notice there is a small bed in here. It was more or less made out of pillows and a sheet. Quickly looking over the sheet, you realize it has old blood stains on it. Now that the corpse has desiccated and you could hold it or even see more into it, Cassandra, you noticed that and kind of Marvolo, the two of you quickly notice that on the back of its head there's a dent of sorts, and that, Cassandra, kind of triggers you to remember that statuette you had picked up earlier that had that hair follicle, some of the hair on it. It was the angel statue you had found very early on.
Yeah, because was it me who picked it up? I don't know if I picked up the angel statue.
It was on the floor near the turned over chair.
The library.
Yes, in the library. That was where Nexon was attacked by the scarf very quickly.
I think that was Collodi who picked it up.
Chloe.
Yeah, I think I was a ghosty Mac ghost at that time.
Oh,
You
that's
don't
right. Yeah,
remember
sorry.
these memories you had that you weren't here?
You weren't there.
Yeah, come on. I mean,
that was my mistake. For some reason, I thought you realized it.
I feel like
Collodi,
this was a DM test. Like, do you remember this?
You
No?
remember this.
yeah, no.
You were
and
just trying to check if I met a game. You were gonna
Oh,
you were
yeah.
gonna say if I said yes, you were gonna be like, Carly, you're out the game. You're
That's
a
it.
cheater.
Yeah,
you
thanks
can't
for playing.
stay."
Gotcha.
So yes, Collodi, in his very non-understanding kind of way, reaches into his stomach cavity, and as he does, he pulls out the statue of the angel, and then kind of like, you know when if you've ever played the game, and if you haven't, go play it. It's called L.A. Noire, where you examine clues. He's kind of like doing the same thing with the dent in the head and the statue, and he's trying to match up to where the statue had like impacted with this person's skull, and as he does so, he's like pulling it back, changing the angles, and he's like, I think maybe this woman was murdered. But Malvol is just like, but this, I think, is the killer's weapon. I think this is definitely what done her in.
By an angel statue?
Well, yeah. Talk.
Yeah. As Collodi keeps doing that, I'm gonna move the body away because it's quite a lot for me because he's bringing it in, bringing it out, bringing it in. I'm like, it's looking like the bludgeoning.
Yeah, very much. Well, look, Collodi's a puppet. What he does is he mimics things. That's what he does.
And then I'm going to maybe go lay her on the bed, and I'm going to say, just before she passed, because she said No, she didn't say it out loud. It was kind of in my mind. Kaz is not sure at this point, so she's just going to say it out loud in case it wasn't in her. It was in her mind. She's going to say when just before Aisha, and she's going to refer to the body, or Aisha passed. She mentioned that Alden was very jealous and she believes he killed her by accident, but that definitively does not look like an accidental weapon. And then I'm going to layer on the pillows.
Laying her body onto the pillows and kind of, very gently, you move some of the pillows and you realize there's a note on the floor next to some of the pillows. Opening the note this one is not in skin.
We've got to ask, man.
Yes.
The ratio of notes that we've had written on paper, one would actually think this world commonly writes everything in desiccated human flesh. So
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This one is sadly not written in skin. It is written on regular parchment. Cassandra opening it up, it has some blood spatter on it. Opening it up, it says, "To my beloved, I'm sorry you made me do this. Hopefully, in time you will learn to see yourself the way I see you." And that's it.
I'm going to show the note to everyone. Does the handwriting look similar to our other notes?
This note, the handwriting does start to show signs of that madness to the other notes that you have received.
This is unsettling. I can't.
Well, nonetheless, there is nothing we can do for her now, except perhaps see that justice is done for her passing. I think we should clear off the rest of this floor, perhaps check some of these other rooms before we head back down. I think the ground floor has been covered, which only leaves the stairwell that was obstructed from earlier. Well,
Yay.
all right. Stay close. Kalodi, you take point.
Should we start with the room just across the hall? Kind of work our way back.
Yes.
Kalodi will nod in agreement and walk over to the door. I'll start by listening to it, sort of placing down and trying to hear closely.
Kalodi placing their ear hole up to the door hears, and this is quite strange, it sounds like small birds. Besides the birds, that's all they really hear. Kalodi only really hears.
Okay, Kalodi pushes the door open and at the same time steps in. Oop, that's not me. That's a me. And
Joe's reading.
Wah.
Opening the door, pushing their way in. Kalodi, Nexon, everyone kind of, whoever's, in my head, you guys are all Scooby-Dooing around this door. And what you notice is the moment Kalodi pushes herself in, the the little chirping sounds kind of end, and shelves of books line the walls of this room, interspersed with curious objects such as skulls fitted with stubs of candles, tribal um, tokens, and decorative scroll cases. An empty bird cage lies near the south end wall, besides a small desk and a fine leather chair. Statues and sculptures grin from all the corners of this room.
Wow, is this the looking at the statues? Kalodi says, "Is this the impression you guys get when I stare at you quietly? Because this is really unsettling."
Yes.
Oh,
That sounds right.
okay. I gotta maybe stop doing that. But yeah, these big statue fellas, they look a bit creepy. I might just give them a good old. And Kalodi pulls out the top of his shing arm blade, and he's just gonna go casually kind of tap on them, just to make sure they're not jumpy uppy, Kalodi like statues.
As Kalodi starts to poke and prod the statues with his blade, none of them seem to jump up and attack him.
Nexon's gonna kind of go into the room, not touching anything, but kind of looking at the books and stuff like that to try and get a sense of what kind of books they are.
Just a general read over the books. You notice that these are like stories of Pathfinder Chronicles, which, if you're not familiar, just very quick lore dump for everyone. Pathfinder Chronicles are, well, kind of the name of the game, but also if you ever play, they call them society missions, and they're more or less like one shots that you can go out and play, and you're a Pathfinder, so you go out and you seek adventure, and that's really what they are. They're just like adventure tales.
Okay.
So a lot of them, and all of them, are mostly true for the most part. So some of them speak, say, of like sea voyages and travels to exotic locations. You know, they have different names of different locations from all around the globe. As you're kind of reading the books, Kalodi pokes one more of the statues, and Kalodi, I need you to do me a favor, if possible.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. If you could please make me a will save.
I'm a puppet.
Better pass this.
All right, here we go. Puppet Kalodi making his saves. Ooh, 25.
It's not bad. Not
pretty
bad.
good.
So, Chloe, you're poking one of the statues, and as you poke it, its gem encrusted eyes kind of light up with this blue sapphire light, and your eyes kind of light up also with that light, and you have this overwhelming sense of like loss, like an emotion clothing is not normally known to have, is like they lost something, and sadness. You did pass the save, so you don't take the negative aspect of it, but Kalodi is just super sad right now.
Kalodi, you appear to be malfunctioning. As Kalodi kind of turns around, he's like leaking from his eyes, which are these two kind of lenses set into like the kind of doll frame headpiece. Yeah, no, this is kind of strange. I just kind of imagined, just some weird things went through my mind, but I think I'm okay. I don't think I'm really leaking. Milvola will whisper over to Rain. I don't like what this place is doing to Kalodi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't think bringing a doll into a... okay. No, you're right. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't lash out at you either. Okay, we have to just keep an eye on him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
He shouldn't be crying.
No.
He's learning.
Just because you didn't teach him how to do this doesn't mean it's necessarily bad.
I might have to come up with a series of tests to see if he is actually sentient or not.
Actually, that probably would be a good idea to do sometime.
Okay, we'll make a note. I'm a real boy. All right. Yeah, Kalodi will walk out.
Yeah, this just looks to be a library and nothing too oogie boogie in here, so.
Nexon, as you're leaving, may I have a society check?
Yes. I'm good at this.
Ooh.
Okay.
You know no, I'm joking. As you're leaving, something catches your eye, and having worked in the theater industry and kind of worked around the arts and as such, you notice something, and at first you're like, no, that can't be. And you get closer to it, and it's this massive painting. And of the painting, it bears a plaque that reads, "Throw down in Swinetown," but it's not spelt like swine, like the pig. It's SWYNE town, Swinetown. And in the painting, vast crowds jeer and cheer the bullfighter on. The huge bull towering over him, its cruel forward jutting horns, each the length of spears. Dozens of bodies lie in the street. The bull has clearly rampaged through them already, and although a score of brightly colored spears jut from the creature's flanks and backs, it still rages on. This painting is in fact an original work renowned in Magnamar and throughout, but it's renowned by the Magnamarian artist Andosu Salu, and this would fetch a very high price to the right collector.
Nexon's just, how big of a painting is it?
Maybe it's like 2 feet by 2 feet, right? We'll just give you a generic.
Yeah, Nexon's just gonna kind of like take it down and just walk along with this painting.
You're like, this is mine now.
Yeah.
Nexon, what are you doing?
Well, this is a wonderful piece of art, and do have to pay off a sizable fee, for the theater. So.
Yes, no, I forgot about that. We owe a lot of money to some very bad people.
Yes, which speaks to our future, which there will be one, I say at the back. And Pat Rain. And I'm like, good future thinking, Nexon.
Does the portrait's frame look expensive at all?
Yes, like it the whole thing, it's made out of red oak, and it has like a copper plaque on the bottom that says the Throwdown in Swinetown.
Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I can't do anything. Yep. I thought it might have been like a cheap frame that you could have like maybe taken the thing out, but yeah, it's fine. All right. Carry on. Let us continue our exploration of this place of death.
Anyone within, let's say, 5 feet, so like a square around Nexon, can give me a perception check, please. And this one is actually gonna exclude Kalodi, only because I don't think Kalodi has the possible parts to for this check.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it smell?
I suppose we're all huddled. Huddled. So, okay.
Mine didn't show, but I rolled a nat 1, so.
Rain's dealing
Stricken
a
with
lot.
fear, I'm just not aware of what is normal anymore right now. I cannot determine, and I'm just shaky. Like,
Okay, and so Cassandra, as Nexon brings in this photo, you get this whiff of it's a rancid smell kind of comes out very quickly. It seems to almost coincide with Nexon having brought the painting out with her. It kind of comes off the painting slightly, but it's definitely coming from within the room.
I'm gonna, as soon as I smell it, I'm gonna try and like surreptitiously smell the painting standing there, and I'm like, oh yeah, this'll good future thinking, Nixon. And I'm gonna try and casually smell the painting, and that's when I realize it's not coming from the painting. And then I'm gonna say, Nixon, when you took the painting off the wall, it was on a wall, or
Yeah.
Can anyone smell that? And then I'm just gonna say it smells almost rotten, and I smelt it when you brought the painting out, but the painting doesn't smell, so that's good for our future. Slightly maybe less good for our future is the smell seems to be coming from this room.
I guess.
So was it covering something?
I'm guessing I'm probably the closest to the room, so I'll look back in at the wall where it was hanging.
Having been told, like, hey, there's a smell, you're like looking, and now you're doing that like deep breaths, like the breathe, my friend, breathe. Very deep breaths, and you could pick up the slightest hint of it. It kind of smells like rotten egg.
Yeah, there definitely is a bit of a smell.
So, Malvolio is going to also have a smell. Is it kind of like rotten eggs, or is it like sulfur?
Rotten eggs would be
thank God.
more of a proper smell.
Good. I'm glad we have ghosts and demons. Ghosts and demons, people. Let's keep moving.
perfect pairing.
All right. Well, if there is nothing further to examine in this room of creepy statues, Kalodi, speaking of creepy statues, get moving, you giant bucket of wood.
So Kalodi kind of heads down the hall and comes to the larger door that you passed when you were focused on heading towards that wailing sound, the walking and sobbing. Kalodi listens to the door, doesn't hear anything, except now that everything's been quiet, you can kind of start to hear, as there are windows around, the tap 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 of rain starting to fall.
For a second I was like, I lean over and catch her, but then I realized it's rain.
You're always there for me.
So I was like, I'm gonna try catch her. So, like, I just imagine she fell through a floorboard and the rotten egg smell is like a decaying floorboard or something.
Oh man, now I gotta write that in next time.
No.
Don't give him ideas.
I do not want to fall through any floors.
All right. So is it like a heavy rain or like just a little rain?
It's starting to come down now. So that like the first taps of the rain, you start to set here when the storm starts to come in, and now it's coming down.
Oh, good. Excellent. I hate everything that's happening. All right. Kalodi kick.
kicking in the door, Collodi is greeted with, again, this is now obviously the top of that weird semicircular room that you've been seeing on the continuing up. A desk and a chair sits in the middle of this drafty room. Chimneys rise to the west, while to the east, two intricate stained glass windows are set into the wall. The northern window depicts a dark-haired woman with pale skin, large green eyes, and a black and red gown. With both hands, she wields a jagged iron staff. The southern window's lower half have been broken and patched with canvas. What remains of its upper half depicts a handsome man dressed in regal finery and a crown of ivory and jade. Small scorched marks mar the wood near the broken window. A battered and ruined telescope lies on its side near a desk, and a large trap door in the roof has been tied shut by several lengths of rope.
Hey guys, I think I found something. There's this trap door up here. It's been kind of tied off, but I reckon if we chop it down, we can get up in the roof.
Why do we want to be up in the roof?
Look, I'm not saying we go up there. I'm just saying we can. It's right there. Just you know what they say, skeletons in the attic and whatnot. I mean, we're looking for this guy who's hiding here, right? I mean, yeah. Do you want to not go and explore the place where he might be hiding?
We can send Nix up there and just see if it's just an empty attic.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I like that.
Yes, just scout it out.
But yeah. That seems like a good idea. I'll stay watch here. I'll just kind of stand by these windows here, make sure that nothing happens.
Can I check out the desk a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be brave and wander in a little bit.
Okay. So let me just kind of get a grasp of what's happening here. So Rain, you're kind of moving in, checking out the desk. Collodi's kind of moved forward and is underneath the trapdoor that has been tied up, correct?
Yeah, just in case something kind of like falls out or if Nex needs help, Collodi's just kind of protecting.
And Nex and you've walked into kind of send Nex up into the rafters. Okay. And
yeah, I'll head over to a wall so he can climb up the wall to the ceiling and then up.
Not a problem. Super simple. And Cassandra and Marvolo are kind of taking up the rear at this point.
Yes, I just want to mention that I closed Stinky Room's door.
Got it. Stinky Room's door is up.
Stinky's room, close that door.
Not a problem. Rain, searching through the paperwork, it's mostly on tribal cultures and weird histories with numerous maps of nautical charts. It's very strange. If you would like to give me a society check to see if any of these are of value, you could do that. Or you could just be like, nah.
It'll be just a straight roll. Oh, hey.
So you're not 100% sure they're kind of old history books. So you're just like,
I know
maybe
words.
Yeah. But as you're kind of flipping through them, something does stick out to you. And then you kind of pull it loose and you hold it up in your hand, and the words and the inscriptions on it start to now make a little bit more sense to you. And it is actually a magic scroll. It's a spell. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just gonna shockwave.
That's really awesome.
Yep. So it's a scroll of shockwave. The reason why you're able to read it is it's on your spell list. So anything that is on your spell list, you can read, and that is on your list, as well as arcane. So if anyone has arcane, they could also use that spell.
Okay, a scroll of shockwave. Sweet. So is this
Mhm.
like is it like a one-time use sort of thing, or if I? Yes. Okay, got
Yep.
it.
Yep. Exactly. So you read it, and the words kind of vanish in arcane energy.
Yeah. Oh, this is really interesting. There's a lot of history I'm guessing because of all of this, but there was a spell here. I think we should be very careful with whatever we're dealing with.
Agreed. Um, sorry, Jared. Would I know if I assume Alden is the Lich, and I know that they put their essence into, I don't know, although I don't know if they're going to put it into something they value. They might just be like random old milk jar to be like hiding. Because I was going to be like, if we know it's something of value, think to yourself, what did Eldon say to us? Is there anything he can? But never mind. Maybe he did just put himself in an old weird milk bottle. Who knows? Never mind. What I've said.
Completely possible. Milk bottle,
Cassandra's
lich,
just looking
phylactery.
around.
Got it. I'm just stealing notes from the players now.
You got to hide it in plain sight, right? If it's like the beautiful locket, obviously, stab the locket.
Yeah.
But like,
that Coke bottle that no one cares about. You're just like, oh no, the whole time. Nexon, as your little friend scurries into the rafters, a few moments go by, and suddenly comes right back down and is grumpily upset as they are wet. It looks as if the ceiling has a lot of holes, and they were crawling, and it's now raining, and they just come over and kind of do a little shake off and snuggle up, and you can tell that Nyx is like, no, the only thing up there is rain and maybe a few mice.
Well, it looks like we don't have to worry about anything. It's just a bad roof up there.
That's a relief. Right? No one's wanting to still go up there, right?
No. I think that's I think that's plenty. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. I suppose
I
we'll
definitely
go.
wouldn't want to.
Oh, sorry, go.
Wouldn't want to. Sorry, I'm just saying. Kaz says I definitely wouldn't want to have to fight anything on a roof in the rain.
Mm-mm. No.
Hey,
Yeah.
Cassandra, do you know do you recognize this woman or man in the stained glass? Maybe it has to do more with the stained glass downstairs.
Okay, let me have a look. So I'll take a step in, and I was obviously a bit too busy thinking about the phylactery to look at the windows previously. Does anything ring a bell, or does I roll a thing?
Bell. Oh, there's always rolling involved, but let us see. Please make a society check, or yeah, it would be society.
Yeah, I got nothing for you.
Bless
It's
you.
very low. Yay! 11.
That's fine. As you look up into the windows, the one that's kind of all broken up and destroyed, you don't really know who that is. The other window with the female, as you look at her, lightning cracks in the background and it lights up the picture frame. And as that happens, a second later, You must make a will save.
Okay, my will's better than society, so at least
There
there's
you go.
that.
Probably not. 17. Nice. As that happens, you suddenly feel hot, like just burning on your skin, on your back. It feels like you're standing on coals. You're just overwhelmed, and you need to cool off, and it's becoming now an actual sensation, and as you can feel your skin starting to blister. Yeah. So what would you like to do? You maybe getting up into the rafters to get to the cold, to the, or even just getting out that window. It's partially cracked. You could probably climb out.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll sort of lean against the window, you know, when you're not feeling well, and then you lean a little bit.
Yeah.
And then if that doesn't provide any relief, I'm going to try and hold on to the ledge and then stand on the edge. And I'm going to like also lift my sleeve and look, is my skin blistering?
Your skin, to you, it's starting to look like it's cracking, and blistering. What everyone else sees is just Cassandra, like panicking and is leaning up against glass. Claudie and Nexon being the closest ones to Cassandra, you see that she is, when she leans up on the glass, it's starting to fog up, like around her.
Are you all right?
It's so hot. Can you something? Claudie, step back. It's so hot, my skin. And then I'm gonna like try and like put my arms out the crack. And then when that doesn't provide relief, I'm gonna grab on his side and I'm gonna try step. And I'm like, I need to get cool. My skin is. And then I'm like, look at my skin, and I'm gonna pull my shirt.
Darling, you look fine.
Can Malvola make a medicine check?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That is a 18. Ooh, actually, sorry, 1 second. I just picked up a new feat. Even in the work circumstances, you can perform basic checks. Choose a skill for which you are trained. You may forego rolling a skill check to instead receive a +10. Okay, so I have to forego it. Okay, never mind. Carry on.
To what Cassandra is saying, Marvolo, you don't see anything wrong with her. I mean, she, her, Cassandra, your curse is in that minor state. You know, you haven't actively pushed it forward, so nothing is really happening with that. Nexon and Claudie, she looks fine. But she is trying to get out that window, like claw her just reach out and kind of get to that ledge.
Okay. Collodi, stop her! And Collodi will be like, yeah, okay. And he'll step over and, just try and grab hold of Cassandra.
As he does that, I'm gonna be like, yes, hold me there, and then I'm gonna reach even further. Because now he's holding me. Now I don't have to hold the.
All right, that is a dirty 20. Dirty 20 to hold her onto her.
Claudie, you're holding onto her, and I mean, Claudie, this is awkward, right? Because now Cassandra's just leaning, trying to get out of that like window, the cracks in the window. She's just pushing herself through. Everyone's watching this. Cassandra, as you start to feel the rainwater hit your hands, and Claudie, you see this. It actually sizzles a little bit as it hits her hands, and then you feel relief, and then nothing. and that wave of fire goes away from you, and you actually feel it just passes as fast as it came upon you, Cassandra.
I'm gonna step back into the room and look at my hands and my arms.
Mm-hmm.
Do they look normal now?
Yep. To you, they look normal. To everyone else, they were normal.
I'm so sorry. I looked at the window, and then when the lightning lit it up, I all of a sudden felt like I was burning from the inside. And I'm so sorry. I needed to get cool because it seems to have gone now. And then I'm just very definitely not going to look at the window anymore.
Are you okay? Come over here. You just stay away from the door or the window from now on, okay? We're supposed to be a team. Let's just stick together again.
Yeah, I imagine whatever's there, and then I'm gonna like vaguely gesture at the windows behind me. Doesn't want us to know more about it.
Does that mean we have to find out what it is?
Well, I think it's the house is trying to tell us something. Or what that something is still eludes me, at least. I mean, the ritual to imbue a lich that we found downstairs,
Right.
the scarf that animated itself, the club of the murderer that had killed the woman that we found in the chamber next to the mirror. All of these things are connected, but how and how does it affect Sandpoint? I mean, sure, let's step away from the fact that this place is incredibly haunted. Some darkness from within here has left this place and traveled halfway across the country to murder some lovers in a sawmill. Something is unsettled, and I think at its heart, whomever it happens to be, whether it be Alden or somebody else, something at the heart is disrupting and allowing the evil here to be, well, without rest. I think we're doing okay so far, though. I think, as disgusting and depraved as many of these things have been, we've managed to stay together and pull each other out of whatever darkness lies ahead.
Don't
So-
stop pulling on that thread for a second. Malvolo, you're right. There's something very odd about all this. We've been so focused on just this particular task at hand that we're forgetting all of these events that led up to it. Sandpoint has been just an epicenter of horrible things as of late. I mean, It's easy to look around and notice our party is down one. It's obvious that we have to, I mean, obviously none of us are from around here. These aren't normal circumstances. I mean, what's happened to us, I haven't heard of it happening to anyone else. We're not working with normal circumstances. It's not just a haunted house. This is, maybe it's not just the physical location, but something much more powerful.
You mean maybe it's something to do with us more than us, but... and Malvolo will remove his glove and reveal the tattoo of the rune of sloth that he has. That it may have something to do with back home. Well, be that the case, then Cassandra, maybe Maybe there's some connection you can build, a bridge maybe. And Malvolo will show her the tattoo, the symbol, which I presume my symbol's not lit up or anything. It's just there, right?
Yeah, your symbol is just there at that point. It is not lit up.
I'll put my glove back on, kind of confirming my thoughts on it at least.
Well, at the farm, and I'm gonna like surreptitiously look at Rain, because I don't know if I specifically mentioned that I had a fat chat with the ghoul. I'm gonna say one of the ghouls before I let it go to rest did mention that they were going to the Lord of the land, or trying to go back to their lord, and previously it was Krut's space and Krut's lord having some machinations now, so I'm unsure if that has something to do with it. Do you know, geography was never my strong suit, but do we know, Malvolo, you've been here the longest, was Sandpoint, could you connect it to a space in our background, or perhaps if we knew which?
I presume that I've over time I've done that research already, because I've been here in Varese the longest, right?
Yes.
Do you want me to make a check? Because I have that knowledge, but I mean.
Yeah, you have that knowledge. Does your character have that knowledge?
Yeah, exactly.
I personally think Marvolo, being who they are, probably would have sought that information out previously. Just because they are kind of a hypochondriac and would want to know as much as they could.
Sure. So Malvolo says the oceans themselves have somewhat engulfed much of the land that once was, here during the empire reign of the various Runelords. While we were still around, the area that we currently occupy was the dominion of, at least in part, the warring areas between Zin Shalast and Zin Bakragan, the lands of the Runelords of Wrath and Greed. Where exactly we fall on that line is a little bit uncertain. I have not yet managed to find any markers or structures that would indicate anything I recognized. But as for the location, that is my nearest guess as to where we currently are.
So are they awakening, or is it something we've done to awaken? I don't even know if that's the right verb for it.
Well, maybe we weren't the only ones to pass through the gate. Maybe we weren't the only ones to be brought into this future. If the Runelords themselves had come, then maybe this is a sign of an awakening of the Runelord of Gluttony, maybe? The undead rising suddenly and attacking the living?
I wonder if the business opportunity that he wrote about in that one letter might have been, finding something to do with a Runelord, and
that's one hell of a business. I mean, when you think like business, I mean, you would say from like another business to another business, not a Runelord, probably with the dude that's been dead for, I thought he was dead. I don't know. I guess I just assumed like when we left it all behind, they would stay behind, not come with us.
I'm not going to lie, I kind of felt like Rain. Despite what appearances may be, and as comfortable as it was living in the realms of sloth, I was quite glad to be rid of, for the most part, their bickering and politics and wars. I don't know. Maybe they are maybe there is a touch of their essence or corruption following us. Maybe all of what is happening is drawn to us the same way we were drawn to each other.
With this in mind, can I take a closer look at the guy in the window?
Yeah.
Or the
Make
woman.
not the woman, the guy.
Yeah.
Sure, you can make a society check, as that would be the closest thing to that lore. It is badly damaged, and the head of it seems to be missing. Looking at it, you struggle, but kind of linking everything together, you notice that the one important thing is what is in their hand. You notice that in their hand or on their finger is a ring, and it is a 7-pointed star that is the symbol of the Runelords.
I think Malvolo's right. This is related, because I mean, why else would the fella in the window have a Runelord symbol on his ring?
Oh, great. I need a glass of water or something.
As Rain, you say, I need a glass of water. You see that on the table kind of shifts a little bit, as if something is moving it closer to you.
Rain just freezes for a second and her eyes just get big as plates, all right? Whoa. Did anyone else see that? Please tell me it's just that I'm getting old and my eyes are bad.
No, I saw that.
Right.
Okay. So maybe the house is trying to help us. Maybe it wants to be rid of whatever is happening here, and its connection to us is why it's trying to tell us that it needs help. That's why it's giving you a glass of water.
Right. You're right, dear. Okay.
Yes, all of these things that have been frightening us and scaring the living daylights out of us was meant to try and guide us, like a game of, the hot water, cold water thing that some people do. And
Right.
the scarier things are the further away we are going. And I think maybe that's the clue. That's the thing. So maybe we definitely need to head downstairs. I think that is it. Because the scariest things seem to be happening up here.
Rain is just gonna try this and shout kind of out loud. Do we need to head downstairs?
As you say
Give us
that,
a sign. I'm gonna get the
Give us a sign.
planchette. I'm gonna get the planchette and put it on Collodi's back.
No.
Oh, we're doing that again?
No.
Ex-nay on the planchette.
I just kind of imagine Rain snatching the planchette out of Malvol's hand, just chucking it out the window. Just into the ocean. Like, no, stop it. Stop summoning demons.
Out of your mannequin doll.
As Rain, you kind of call out, do we need to go downstairs? And this is more or less for everyone. As Nexon, you're still looking at the photo, and lightning cracks again in the back of the stained glass, and as it lightens everything up and then stops for a quick second, it looked like a face in the clouds were staring at you, and now you hear the crows tap, tap, tap on the glass as they have started to fly down and land on the ledge, and tap, tap, tap on the glass. The crows that were once guarding the whole house seem to now be watching you.
That are not normal crows.
No.
These are not crows. These are not crows. I don't know if that's really the house.
Sometimes spirits don't think like we think, so maybe they are trying to help us. Is there water? Like, is this desk the desk that Rain looked at previously, or is it a different desk?
It was the desk that was next to her, that she was flipping through the books and the pages.
Was there anything in the desk, or?
Having a quick second to look over the desk as Cassandra is more comfortable with this than everyone else because of her affinity. You kind of run your hand on the edge of the desk to see what moved it, and you can feel something loose, and then you pull, and inside look like a small little alcove opens up as you pull away the edge of the desk, and you reach your tiny little hand in, because it's either you or Nexon could reach in, and then you feel around, and you now feel something cold and metal on your fingers. You pull it out, and it is a key. The key itself is actually stinky. It has that same smell as the photo that Nexon has.
Maybe it is trying to help us, and I'm going to pat the desk and say thank you, but not to the desk, thank you to the house, but I'm also going to pat the desk, almost like you pat a dog. And then I'm
Kalodi's going to take a moment to just yell at the storm. Listen, I know we asked for a sign, but I meant some footsteps or something. Facing the cloud, freaking desk. Are you kidding me with this? Can you dial it back a little? You're at about a 12. We need you at a 3. Okay, we're gonna die of heart attacks here, and I don't even have one.
Is Kalodi just jealous that the desk is doing a good job?
Hey, listen, my mother was a chair. Okay, desks and chairs. We went together long before anything else. Okay, so I'm not jealous of no desk. Okay, but I don't see that desk going and checking and clearing rooms. Okay.
We're now taking the desk with us and throwing it into rooms first.
Melville.
Wasn't that door downstairs locked?
Yes.
So maybe the house is, or she'll just kind of point out at the crows that something is trying to help us.
Okay, well, if we have the key, then I guess we go downstairs. Did we want to check the rest of these rooms, or maybe head straight down?
I know I hate to be the person that's. It sounds like I'm obsessed with smells, but does this key smell weird to you? And then
Stop smelling keys.
Give it to
Smell my key.
Nixon, because she also smelled the other painting. I'm like, does it smell like that other room?
Yeah, I'll take a sniff.
It has that same stinky rotten egg smell.
Yeah, you know it does. Maybe whoever touched this key last touched the painting.
It's not the same smell as that was on the axe back in Sandpoint, was it?
Yes.
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
It's a cool smell.
Okay, yeah, the murder. Yeah, that. Who smelled it? I think Malvolo did. This smell. I recognize it now. It took me a while because I was so obsessed with the egg smell. But that scent is the same scent that we found at the lumber mill where that couple was killed. We smelt it on the axe and the bloodstains. This key was handled by the murderer. Same thing with the painting, I presume, as well. Both of which were in close proximity, meaning he was up here. Or she. I don't wish to judge. Women can be murderers too.
Well,
I'm pretty sure it's Alden at this point.
He's our main guess at this point. I mean, considering she had named him.
This is true. All right. So, the worst has come to pass. Alden, this is... Wait. Okay, I want to ask this of Jared. I'm going to take a bit of a step back from Malvolo here. Michael's logic goes as follows. The door downstairs was locked. The key is up here, meaning that Alden can't be downstairs because the key is behind a locked door to which we have the key to, which is the key that Alden would have had. Means he's up here somewhere. Am I on the right track, or am I thinking too hard?
Or there's something down there he doesn't want other people to
Yeah, but he won't be down there, is the thing.
He might or might not be down there.
Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay, well, key. We have a key. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're right, Nixon. There may be something down below that he does not wish for us to see. Perhaps even this phylactery that he has been protecting. Unless the key is the phylactery. No. Okay. It could be. You never know. Okay. Let us head down and try. Perhaps we can find where he has hidden his phylactery, and maybe we can destroy it and put poor Alden to rest. Kalodi, lead the way. I give the key to Kalodi.
Maybe Kalodi shouldn't be the one holding on to the key.
Mm-hmm.
What, do you want to leave it in the desk? Oh, I see how it is. Don't worry about it. Fine, I'll leave it on the damn desk. And he, slams it on the desk.
I'm just saying, I don't know if you remember it, but you were kind of not there for a time, so...
Yes, this is true. Kalodi is not beyond the influence of these specters and ghosts.
Nexon's gonna shove the painting in the bag of holding so she's not carrying it around. Forgot we had that.
In that line of thought, I think maybe I also should not carry the key.
Well, thus far I have been impervious to all of this. Mm-hmm. Maybe I should carry the key. I think Malvolo is the only one who hasn't been haunted by something, right?
Yeah, so
yeah,
far
worst thing that's happened to me is I had a door slam in my face. And I fell in some moss.
That's pretty terrifying for Malvolo.
That's terrifying for Malvolo. It really is. Alright, so Malvolo will take the key and I guess take the lead as we head back downstairs.
Sure. The party, now having direction, starts to move down from the attic to the second floor, and then moving forward. As you make your way through the halls of the second floor, I'm just gonna have to scroll all the way out so I can move everyone's characters fast, very quickly. Marvolo, as you turn the corner of the staircase onto the second floor, you can see. Sorry, this is just doing this very quickly. You quickly see a figure duck around the corner, and you can hear footsteps heading back to the way of where the room where Collodi and Cassandra kind of had that incident happen with the spirits in that large room.
Where the paintings were?
Where the paintings were, yes.
Malvolo is not brave. He will say, something just went down that way. Collodi, quick! And Malvolo and Collodi will kind of dart around that corner and see what they see.
As you get to the edge, you quickly see that a silhouette kind of go down the hallway, and then you can quickly hear footsteps traveling down the stairs you had used to come up this way. As you hear the footsteps, you can hear the slight giggle of a child.
I hate it. I don't want to do it. Why do I have the key? Why am I immune to this stuff? I'm not immune to this stuff. I'm more afraid than anyone. I will not chase this person. I will walk very cautiously, ensuring that everyone is at least 5 to 10 feet near me at all times. There are even times where I will walk backwards as I make my way towards the stairs. I don't want to be chasing a small demon ghost child. I know it's supposed to be on our side. I know it's helping us. I know all of these things. That is his logic brain. However, his Malvolo brain is screaming, "Don't follow the child."
Always chase the child. The correct answer.
So yes, one of my biggest fears is children ghosts. Like it's up there. It's not like spiders, but like it's pretty up there.
So as you make your way to the staircase, you can now start to hear the child calling out to you. It's like, "I'm down here. Come on. You're almost there."
Okay, down the stairs we go. Down the stairs we go. Following the spooky child, down the stairs we go.
Heading down the stairs, you come to the main entrance of the manor where you were. One moment, let me just grab that map for everyone, toss you guys onto it.
Sharon, sorry. I just want to ask, and shame I would have asked when I was here. When I saw the ghost child, did I see what it looked like vaguely, or is it just like an amorphous ghost, or did it look like something?
Like a small little girl would be the best way to describe it.
Did she look anything like Cerelia from the asylum?
Oh. If you were to take a few years off, yes.
Okay, cool. Okay. Now that I hear the voice, I'm gonna and then I'm gonna say, I think Cerelia, who we we saw in the asylum really is Alden's wife, and she mentioned her children, and that little girl looks just like Cerelia.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, that poor child. Does anyone else? This is horrifying. So does this mean he murdered?
Well, unfortunately, generally, ghosts don't stay if they died quietly.
Maybe it was an accident? I mean, you sure did seem to think that you didn't kill her on purpose, so...
I think Isha was... I think he made her believe when he brought her back that it was an accident, but you know, she didn't fall on the statue. Or
that's fair.
All right. Listen, everyone. I think I got it. I think I know how this happened. Kalodi opens up his chest. As he does, he pulls out what looks to be these tiny little finger puppets. And he puts them on. And he says, okay, so there's Alden. And there's his family. Okay? Now they're living here and they're all like, oh, Alden, listen, I think we should move into your great-great-grandfather's spooky mansion. Because I think that's a really good way for us to live for ages. And Alden's like, yeah, no, this sounds like a great idea. So he went and he lived in this spooky mansion. But then she's like, you're a bum. You need to go and make money. Go to Sandpoint and, like, try and do that. And he's like, oh, but Sandpoint's so far away. How am I gonna manage all that? And then she's like, I don't care. You better go do it and better bring back some money. All right, I'll do that. And so he went to Sandpoint. That's where we met Alden, you know, when he was, like, all, like, normal and stuff, right? But business went terrible, okay? He spent way too much money, and then he went back and he said, hey, listen, I couldn't do anything about this, you know, but our daughter's starving. It's like, but I can't do anything about it because I don't have no money. And then the daughter died. At this point, you know, the wife was like, hey, you're a bum, and I know that our daughter's death was like totally your fault. And he's like, yeah, but you know, I still love you and all that. And she was like crazy, and she was like, yeah, no, but that's fine. I guess I'll forgive you. And then he went, bam! And he's like, okay, now it's just me. I don't have to worry about no money no more. But what have I done? Oh, I'm such a bad guy. So I'm gonna kill myself. But because I killed myself, I'm gonna kill myself like all these paintings on the walls are gonna tell me to kill myself. And then he became a lich. And he's like, hey, I don't need to eat no more or do any of this stuff. Maybe I could become a new lord, like a lordship. But to do that, I need a new wife, you know. And that's when he goes, hey, you know, Rain was really, really cool when I met them in Sandpoint. I'll make her my new wife.
All I did was help his dog.
Before he gets too far, Kalodi's gonna put away the tiny little Rain finger puppet he has and just... Yeah.
I mean, that's a theory, but Cerelia didn't know if her children were still alive or not, so she was sent to the asylum and died before them, I imagine. B, there were also more than one child, so extra finger puppet. But that's beside the point. I suppose we should go down.
As you come to this final floor, and this has that giant Manticore statue in it, as the group kind of makes their way down and kind of get into the most unnerving of all the rooms, definitely. It's with all the animals. You realize that the animals have all been turned to face the group as you've come down these stairs.
Oh, okay. I've had enough with these creepy things and the murdering of his wife and his children, and all of this is just not fair to anyone else. The lives that are taken in these eyes that are just constantly watching me. I am just wanting to destroy this entire place. This is the worst. This is not anything that anyone would do to create such a place like this if you have just an ounce of decency and humanity and heart left. She just cannot stand these dead creatures stuffed and staring at her, making eye contact. It is just killing Rain to stay inside this building.
I want to say, I think the chat feels your pain, Rain, as you've been an anonymous donator has donated you a nat 20 on, so you now have. So whoever that anonymous person was, thank you very much. I think they feel your pain for all the terror that they've been dragging you through.
Who does this? We're gonna use that natural 20 for the right moment.
So as the party kind of comes to this floor, Kalodi has the key and is making their way over to that spot on the floor where the single door that was locked, the
Malvolo and Kalodi, as we make our way to the door, Malvolo hesitates for a moment over the gross, thick fungus that grows from the ground that he fell in. He will kind of try to walk and hug the wall as close as he can, and then try the key on the door.
As you hug the wall and you try the key on that door, you hear a click and a pop sound, and the door starts to open. As it does, you smell that same egg smell wafting from the basement.
Yes, no, the smell. It is definitely coming from down here. I think we're getting close.
Okay, everyone pair up. Stay with your buddy. We're not losing anyone as we go down here.
Heading down the stairs, each step, slowly echoing into a larger area. You no longer feel the warmth of the house, and now you start to feel emptiness. Even if the house was haunted and terrible things happened in it, all houses have a natural warmth to them, a safety of being out of the elements, safe from animals. Traveling down here, it's wrong. Cassandra, your forearm starts to itch, and you start to pull away, and you peek at your forearm, just hiding behind, rain, so it's not too much in the open, and you start to notice that your marking is now starting to glow, and without control, it looks as if your curse is starting to turn on. The withering.
Do I smell?
You do not smell. No.
Okay, because if I smelt, I was gonna be like, so speaking of smells, guys, but I don't smell. Okay.
You don't smell.
I'm gonna, because Kaz is gonna think about how to tell the group this, and then she realizes they're getting further and further, and it's probably like she didn't cast any magic. She's gonna, my curse is starting, and she's just gonna say it out loud, and then stop.
As your buddy, I'm just gonna kind of like, are you okay? Like immediately like crouch down to your eye level. Like, what's going on? What can I do to help?
Oh, great. Of course, Rain is my buddy. I'm gonna hold, and okay, I'm gonna say, don't freak out. And then I'm gonna say, I suppose people thought gifted with some abilities, but those abilities take their toll on my body. Which is why I don't normally use them. And then I'm gonna show my sleeve, and like my arm is starting to desiccate, basically.
Oh my god, are you okay?
And I'm gonna show my rune symbol glowing, and I'm gonna say, I mean, I feel okay, but I don't think I'm okay.
You poor dear. Rain is just going to hug her. I just terrified for her. I don't know what to do to help you.
I'm just worried. You know, Krut's rune was glowing, and maybe you should tie me up just for safety.
You would never. No. You have been so important this entire time. You have been our guiding face through this whole thing. You know how to deal with the dead. You know how to help us. You know how to help the dead themselves throughout this. If you're not able to help us, we won't be able to put any of them to rest.
I just don't want to. I just don't want to hurt anybody, and I know Krut didn't want to hurt anybody, and I just.
Okay.
Like, it's weird. It's really weird that this is happening now, and I just didn't want to not tell anyone, and then I went all.
Rain's going to look at her wrist again. How long have you been having this affliction?
Maybe about a year before I came to Sandpoint.
Why didn't you tell us?
Because it only happens if I draw on very serious necromancy, and it's happened once. In the glass work, yes, in the glassworks. But other than that, I don't need to draw on it. It's a power I don't necessarily want, and.
Right. This is very... Okay. You look at me. You are carrying a burden. I don't know what this cost is, but you do not carry it alone from here on out. Next time something like this happens, you don't keep it a secret. I didn't know you had this.
I mean, it's not something you tell people, hey, I cast necromancy, and then my bone starts to look like a skeleton, and then I'm gonna look at it like quite scientifically and be like, skeleton, zombie, what? And then I'm gonna stop and I say, look, I didn't want us to go in there and you guys not to know what's happening in case something happens. So in case Malvolo's really good at medicine, you can just knock me out and then bring me back when it's fine. In case.
How about this? Instead of knocking you out, we just kind of deafen your senses a little bit. I don't. Collodi, you walking trunk of a suitcase. Come here.
Well, okay. Glad to be needed, but also a little hurtful. Yep. Here I am.
You're very useful. Can you be a tank? Can you be a tank for us? And we'll have Cass hide inside you, and just make sure she can't see out or anything. And if something happens, that she stays safe inside you.
Yeah, I think I can do that, but I don't have no viewing holes on the inside. I mean, I'd have to take off my head, and at that point, Malvolo will come in and just with a chisel, just sort of, and I'll make a little viewing window, and he's like, I guess I got viewing windows now. So,
I mean, Cassandra, could it just be that there's a lot of I sensed there's just a lot of necromancy in the area. Could that just be triggering something?
Maybe, but it's. I mean, I lived where there was quite a bit of necromancy, but I suppose it's also when I use a lot, and we didn't use necromancy all the time, so maybe. So okay, maybe we keep it as a backup. Yeah, I'll keep a watch on me, and we'll keep a watch on me. And in that case, Nixon, she's told us before, but there's a lot of necromancy coming, I think.
This isn't going to speed up the process of your bone decay, right?
Maybe.
No.
I think it's worth noting. It looks a lot worse than it is. I just get a little bit tired, so and smell a little weird. But
because
that's why I have perfume.
Disappearing? Yes.
So.
But
look, let's not worry about this. Let's go.
As you are all figuring out what is happening with Cassandra, Collodi, and everyone, you kind of have grouped up at the entrance of this staircase that led into this very large room. While upstairs was all wooden floors and beautiful furniture, down here it's much colder. The floors are stone. There are no lights. It is dark. As Morvolo kind of comes to the edge of the stairwell, stepping out into the darkness, looks around, and a figure starts to manifest in front of everyone. At first, it looks like Foxglove Alden, but then its face shifts and changes. You do recognize a familiar, as in like it is probably from his family, and then it is of an older man. He is hunched over, and he seems it is quite ethereal. You could see through him. He seems engrossed in reading something in his hands, and then he looks up, and as he does, he points and he says, "You're the final key," pointing at Cassandra. And that's where we'll go to break. Well then, we're here now. As the hideous, ghastly figure stands there, pointing his finger, he lets out a baleful laugh and starts to chant. As they start to chant, creatures appear behind him. All of them with sickly glowing green eyes as hordes of rats explode from the walls and rise up around. That's his 3 actions was to summon the rat swarms. And it will not go to Rain. Sorry about that. It will go to Marvolo. You're next up on the chopping block. What would you like to do?
Oh, please no. All right. Seeing that he is now surrounded by a horde of filthy, disgusting, dirty rats, my germophobic inventor will pass out from sheer shock. No. Oh no. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. I really wish I had more area of effect stuff. All right. So with my first action of 3, I'm gonna have Collodi get in front of me as he kind of moves forward. Malvolo is going to step back, just kind of onto the stairwell, as it were, with his action.
Mm-hmm.
And Malvolo is going to utilize his ability Overdrive. For a single action, I can add greater power to my construct by attempting a DC roll to try and give him a boost. The DC roll is, let's see, I believe with my intelligence of 4, that would be a 7, 11. Let's see. What is the class stat boost? Where do you add your?
It's so for you it would be. Ooh, yours is probably fairly high right now. Let me just double check it. Marvolo, it's your intelligence, which is a +4. You are an expert at it. So it's +11. So
15.
Yeah, so it's 25. It would be your DC, your class DC.
All right, so I got a 50-50 chance of overpowering him. Here we go. I fail. Damn it! I'm so good that I cannot buff my own guy. Awesome. Yep. So if my DC is 25, then I do not overcharge him. I feel like that's wrong, but I'll check that later. Make a miscalculation, yeah, fails, but I can try again later. Okay. Collodi will then step forward and will use his puppet blade, but this time something has changed. As we have leveled up, I have also too been tinkering with Collodi, and where Collodi once had a single very, very sharp-edged blade that protruded out of his forearm, his forearm now separates in half, splitting in twain and revealing what would otherwise be the forearm bone. But instead of a forearm bone, there is a chainsaw, which suddenly begins to whir. And I now add, now the actual upgrade is called Buzzsaw. So I've taken, so I haven't made it all up. But yes, Collodi now has a chainsaw, which of course I have utilized in addition to my electric blade. So I now have an electric powered chainsaw on the end of Collodi's arm, which is now going straight into this guy's face. How about you, Ghost? That is a 32, nice. Which hits. And that is a glorious 21 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Which gets reduced because he's a ghost.
Because he's a specter.
Yeah. Then with, so that was my movement to move up, and then a chop with my chainsaw. And I'd like to think it does that whole stuttering when it's like not doing anything, because Collodi's a very loud individual, so I think a loud weapon just suits him.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. And that is my action.
Wonderful. Nexon, you're on the board. What would you like to do?
Right. I'm going to kind of duck into the room
Nice.
over to here,
Mm-hmm.
and I will shuffle my feet on the floor and point out my finger and release electric arc
Yeah.
at the ghost mage. Come on. Oh, helps if I have it in that mode. There we go. Da-da-da. Yeah, it's saved, but I will also have it jump to the rat swarm next to it.
Sure. Oh, these. So you fire off, and the mage turns invisible for a quick second, and then reappears as the lightning hits the floor and sputters out. You fire off, and you do hit a few rats, but the swarm still seems to be large and in charge.
All right. That's my turn.
That's your turn. The group hears a sudden knock, knock, boom, as a door in the back of the room opens up, and out steps a halfling. They look around, rubbing their head slightly. Looking up, they now see Collodi with a chainsaw, and the party is kind of on the stairs, struggling back and forth. There's a swarm of rats, and they look around. They go, "Oh shit!" And they reach into their bag for one action, and with their other action, they are going to fire a. They're going to launch a bottle of alchemic fire. So, this doesn't have a, as we did it quick and dirty, it's just coming up as a short bow, so it's going to look like that. Let's see if it hits. And it will hit. Now, alchemic fire is a d6 of damage, and it has splash damage, so it will help. So I'm just going to roll this out like that. 4 and 4, 8 points of, so it takes 2. Takes 4 points of splash damage. And then the little halfling figure calls out and goes, "What? Everyone okay?"
No.
Who goes there?
Callie Grasswood, I'm sorry. I think I'm in the wrong place.
In the wrong place? How? What?
And that will end Callie's turn. The rat swarm above Collodi is going to start to attack Collodi by moving onto Collodi. And each enemy in the swarm space takes d6 piercing damage and must make a reflex save. So you take 5 points damage, but you also must make a reflex save.
All right, Collodi makes a reflex save. Natural 20.
Collodi takes 0 damage from that. There you go. And then the swarm. So now all like Collodi's got rats just climbing in and out of him. It's pretty gnarly. Yeah, that's the swarm power. Rain, what would you like to do?
Okay. I am going to try something different. Just terrified, seeing all of these rats all in front of us and this ghost who looks like an old version of Alden, right? On this end,
Yeah.
I'm going to use and cast Weapon Storm.
Nice.
May not go well for me, but we're gonna try. Do it, right? Okay.
Do it. It's
So-
epic.
I know. I'm going to opt for the 30-foot cone in front of me, which may not be great for Kalodi, but it's all creatures. So sorry, Kalodi, you shouldn't have been walking in front of me. All right. So I'm going to swing my scythe forward, or dagger. Sorry, my dagger of venom. And it multiplies my dagger just as a flurry of attacks, just rampaging forward, just slicing forward towards these rats and the ghost in a 30-foot cone in front of me. Oh, so the flurry deals 4 dice of damage to creatures in the area.
I believe I need to make saves, correct? Against your
Correct.
DC?
A reflex save.
A reflex save. Let's see how this works. Let's see what this ghost can do. He's got it. Oh, reflex. Nope. I got a 22. I'm pretty sure that's lower than your save. And pretty sure this is just going to take out my swarm real fast.
I hope so. Okay, so I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah.
Yes. And then Kalodi, can you make me a reflex save?
Sorry, Kalodi. I guess it's a good
all
thing
right.
we didn't put Cass inside you.
Yes, I'm glad that was the takeaway. I'm glad we didn't hurt Cass. Kalodi sits there. The tears start coming back. I get a 26 to dodge. So how much damage would I take?
All right. So for this, do I just then, by reading this right, I just roll damage 4 times, correct? And we multiply, or we just add those up?
Yep.
Okay. We'll just do this all one. Okay. 2, 3, 4.
Yep. 14.
27? Did I have
Yep.
that right? Yes.
So let me just double check Cassandra's save. And yeah, I think we all take a lot of damage. Yep. Claudia, you got a 26. Claudia saves. So Claudia
yeah.
takes, I believe, half. But sadly, my guys do not. And that one swarm of rats just gets eaten alive by a whole mess of blades, and it's sad. The rats, they didn't do anything. They're sad.
Sad rats.
Sad rats.
There we go. See, Kalodi's fine. With a little half damage between
Yeah.
friends.
Kalodi has nothing to say to you.
You'll have to forgive me. I'm sorry. I just need to get out of this place now.
No, he's fine. He's fine. Yeah, no. I can. And Marvel says, "Don't worry, I can fix him. Maybe."
Hey.
I off the wooden table nearby.
Rain, you have one more action, I believe, with that.
Yes, I'm putting my shield up.
There you go.
Yes.
My swarm goes, and as you are all the target of my mage's ire. First, it's going to attack Clody. Clody, please make a reflex save. Dang, Clody's dodging left and right here.
27.
Clody makes it. And now the swarm is going to make a quick. It's going to try and get to Marvolo and Rain. Can Marvolo and Rain both make a reflex save?
At 19.
It's not hard to defeat these swarms. They're rude.
A 27.
Dang, you guys are just too powerful.
Just acrobatic, just ninjas.
Yeah, you guys are just flying left and right in this hallway.
I'm just imagining ballroom music as all these rats show up to attack Malvolo, and Malvolo's just so accustomed to like avoiding human contact. Like in the streets, he like just dodges people, and in this, it's just he's flashed back to the middle of Sandpoint during market day as he's trying to get across the street and just dodging people left and right as these rats jump through the air.
I like that. I like that a lot. That makes so much sense. Cassandra, what would you like to do?
I think it makes sense that I was super delayed because now I'm very worried by that guy. Can I divine lance into the rats and not hit everybody else?
Yes. You can swing at the rat. Yes.
Okay. Let's do. Can I though? Okay. Yeah, and that's all I got. I'm Kaz is stunned because that takes 2 actions, and I'm not gonna walk through the rats.
Yeah.
So
No one would walk through the rats.
Kaz is just like divine lance, and she's shocked quietly in the background. And she's looking at her arm.
At the end of Cassandra's turn, you hear a loud doom, and the mage starts to laugh as he has closed the door above you, and he says, "The way is shut." And now he goes. It's his turn.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know why that happened.
He is going to, let's see. The ghost is going to do 2 things for his whole turn. He's not even going to move. This is how arrogant this ghost is. Firstly, he is going to moan, and every living creature within 30 feet, which kind of tags everyone of him, needs to make a will save or become frightened 2.
Oh god.
If you have that nat 20, you can use it for this.
Do we get to roll first to see if we pass? That's pretty good. I'm happy with that.
Oh, I didn't like any of those.
So I have
I'm gonna
to
use my divine aegis just as an aside, which gives me a +1 to non-magical to saving throws against magic that isn't divine.
Awesome.
So we'll save. Hey, we'll save. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Get that +1.
+1. Did it not roll? Why? Okay, let's roll again. Pew!
So the 2 people who have saved are Rain and Cassandra.
That's it?
Yep.
Oh,
It is
no.
a really.
That's where the furthest back.
Check. One, 2, and 1. I love just dropping these little tokens. It's so much fun. I also just noticed that that Dawn, it looks like Dawn's made a coat out of all the rats that she just
I
murdered.
was cold, so I grabbed our like faux fur blanket.
I feel you. I got a blanket
Very
on my
boss.
legs right now, but it's just so like on point with what's happening right now.
Rats, I shall wear you.
So this creature moans and lets out this eerie wail, and it shakes everyone to the core. Finally, for 2 more actions, the creature will cry out in pain and anguish and cause small debris and anything loose on the floor. So tile chunks, everything starts to whip around the room, and this isn't a 30-foot space. So again, everyone takes this. So please make a reflex save. So everyone, please make a reflex save. Oh, that 20! Oh, you guys are killing it.
That 20s.
Yay! 20 buddies.
Lucky freaking ducks.
20 twins.
I need them on my attack.
Yeah, right.
Sorry. So Rain passes, Cassandra passes, Marvolo passes, and Kaloli passes. Nexon and sadly Callie do not pass, so they will take 15 points of damage, and everyone who passed will take half. So 6, 5, what, like 7, right?
7, yeah.
Yeah, because you have to like round down. And that is the end of my ghostly ghoul's turn. Kalodi, what would you like to do?
So I am frightened, but I'm definitely not out. So Malvola was going to instruct Kalodi to keep fighting. But as he does, Malvola... so is Rain underneath me? I don't know. Is that... Yeah, there she is. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's do this. So Kalodi's going to take his first swing.
Mm-hmm.
Puppet Blade! Natural 20! Each shiny sword of Chainsaw Doom! I wonder if there's a crit card for Chainsaw.
Would that be super slashing?
Yeah, double slash, like it's like triple slashing. All the slashings.
Yeah.
All right. As Kalodi's chainsaw whizzes past, I'm gonna go with the number 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 feels lucky. Staggering blow. Target is stunned 2. Actually, sorry, no. Sorry, my apologies. That was bludgeoning. Leg swipe. Target is knocked prone from the slashing attack.
Yeah.
All right. I will cut your legs.
Oh.
And you can take 46 damage.
Jeez.
Chop that one. I also don't like how little the bar moved. That fills me with shame and terror. Which reminds me, I need to do that so that everyone can see and appreciate how injured this thing isn't. All right. So yeah, there we go. So I do that, and then I'm gonna have Kalodi take a 5. No, actually, I think I can do this on my own. So at this level, I can explode Kalodi.
Mm-hmm.
And at 5th level, I can increase the explosion if I have the breakthrough innovation, which I do not. Okay, that's how. Okay, so Kalodi is going to use... Nah, you know what? No, I'm just going to attack a second time. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to overthink it. That would be a critical miss. But I will actually use my hero point on that one. Just because I want to... I want to try and kill this thing. I mean, at least injure it a little bit more, so... attack again! Why, Kaludi? You were doing so well. All right. Well, with a critical fumble, I will pick the number 4, because 4 is an unlucky number, and I don't like the number 4. All of our fans from Japan can agree as well, so we hate number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Hit with a melee. I am fatigued. I'm fatigued. I'm frightened and fatigued as Kalodi's engine sort of. Uh-oh. Alright, and then I'm going to step to here, and I would like to use my healing.
Yep.
Very dramatic healing. So I'm going to declare that I would like to meet a DC of 20 in order to do the full, what's it, 3d8 or 4d8?
3d8.
Yep, 3d8. Yep, so
yeah, 3d8.
Yep, so 3d8 plus... here we go. Treat wounds. Oh, no, it's 4d8, and then I get to remove a condition if I want to.
Oh, nice. That actually is useful.
Yeah.
Because fatigued and frightened is both conditions.
Yeah, and it also gives an additional plus 10. But because I've recently acquired the feat Assurance on my medical check, I can automatically get a 10, which puts my skill at 23. So I automatically succeed, and with my warding ability, I can give both the Kalodi and Rain a healing of. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of 33 hit points.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
It's a very roundabout way of doing it, but I have healed 33 hit points from the two of you. Yay!
What status would you like to remove from Kalodi? Because that's an option.
I'm going to remove his frightened condition if I can.
Yes.
Insert a bravery circuit.
Right, so we remove that frightened. Healed up, Rain. Okay, and that is awesome. I believe that is the end of your turn for Marvolo Kalodi. Nexon, what would you like to do?
I am going to pull out one of my charms and spin it around, and it kind of creates this like weird like circle effect, and I will say I think somebody's getting a bit big for their britches, and I will cast Agonizing Despair on the Ghost Mage. And it critically succeeded on its save, so nothing happens.
Ooh.
And then I'm just gonna look over at Malvolo and just say, I think fate is on our side, and I will cast Nudge Fate. Boop.
Nice. Get that +1. Callie looks very confused as to what's going on, realizing that the party is clearly, doing the best that they can. She will now switch out to her actual short bow, and fire a shot, 2 shots over at this hideous ghostly apparition. The second one will hit, and she will roll damage. Hopefully it helps. It does help. And then she calls out, she goes, so this guy's gotta go, correct?
Please.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem. I'll do my best. And then she's just gonna move over here to get like more of a line of sight. Rain, what would you like to do? Having been healed, there are still rats swarming every which way.
Of course there are. All around me, right?
Yes.
but I don't want to hurt my teammates again.
I mean,
So
Well, I mean, they're on full health, so I mean.
that's true. But it shouldn't be my reason why they aren't. This is not the time where I reveal I've always been on the enemy's side. No. So instead, I'm just going to play it safe and I'm going to use my dagger of venom attacking these rats.
sure. Swing away.
Seems like the safest option. Okay, well that's a nat 1 on that miss. I get a card, don't I?
Yeah, you haven't had a card yet.
I have made a grave mistake. What could go wrong if I just stab something?
Yeah. Nothing.
All right. 1 to 5.
A 1, because that's what I rolled.
There you go.
That is a. So what type of attack is it?
Yeah.
Melee?
Slashing.
Too much stuff. You gain tangled in your gear and are encumbered until you spend 2 interact actions to free yourself.
Ugh. Great. Well, I'm gonna spend the last of my actions trying to not be trying to pull my freaking dagger out of its holster, I guess.
There you
Why did I
go.
latch it this way? I should have done something much simpler. I did like this intricate not making sure it wouldn't go anywhere and it looked really pretty and now I can't get the darn thing out. Should have focused on function over looks.
It's the downfall of us all.
Ugh. Why do I have to look gosh darn so pretty? Okay. Well, that's gonna take my turn because that'll be all 3 then.
Yes. The rats now go, and they're going to. They seem again. Their eyes flare with that green energy, and they now move forward, passing through both Rain, Marvolo, and Collodi. So Marvolo and Collodi, please make reflex saves from the evil rats.
Very well. All right, evil rats. I have had just about enough of you. Take this. Nice.
Yep.
And some of this.
Yep. And yeah, you guys quickly pass. There are now rats everywhere surrounding you, going in and out of Collodi's hollow body. But it is Cassandra's turn. Cassandra, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna try and divine lance the ghosts. The ghosts. The ghost guy. I'm gonna try it on him. Let's see.
It hits.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna.
Ooh. Not a fan of that.
And then I'm going to cast guidance on Rain. And then I'm still not saying anything. I'm just doing actions. And silently standing in the back.
My creature will stand. The ghost will stand up as from being prone. And then it's going to reach out a bony finger, start to cast a number of profane incantations, and fire a ray of enfeeblement upon Collodi, as Collodi has done the most amount of damage to Collodi.
I succeed.
You succeed. Wait, what? Yes. That is the most confusing thing. Did a bunch of dice just roll on everyone else's screen? So weird. Ray of enfeeblement that Clody says critical hit, but also it then says you succeed. So you succeed.
I think,
Yeah.
So it was a critical to hit. So I think it still crits, but then I saved, so it's half. So that would eventually make it regular damage, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, you succeed. Oh, I see. A ray of power saps the foe's strength. Attempt a ranged spell attack. If you succeed, the creature attempts a fort save in order to determine the spell's effect. If you critically succeed on your attack, use the outcome for the success of 1 degree lower. So you become enfeebled 2. And that's 2 actions against Kalodi.
Oh.
And it's Chloe's turn.
All right. There is a lot of stuff here, but I think I'm now in a good position. So Malvolo is going to move down to here. And is going to have Kalodi explode and activate his superpower. Explodey
Yes.
Kalodi. And
I,
reflex saves.
I'm going to assume that my mice can't do this. Even if they tried, I'm gonna say that it's too low to beat Kalodi's save. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think that's critical failure.
Yes.
So go for it.
All right, so they take. Well, I mean, they. Oh. All right, so that is. Fifth level in every 2 levels, so 5th, 6th, 7th. Oh, so that's the third one now. So I get a third explosion thing. So that is 16 points of. Sorry, one more. 18 points of fire damage to the rats, and 9 points of fire damage to the ghost mage. But it takes me 1 move action to get there, and then 2 actions to detonate him. So
Yes.
I'm out of action. So Kalodi can't act this round.
Oh, Nexon, what would you like to do? The explosion blast all those rats every which way, and the rest disperse, running down cracks. The ghostly apparition is still there. It seems enraged by everything happening.
I would like to use one of my sin things to cast Searing Light at the Ghost Mage.
Okay. Searing light.
So I
So,
have to do a spell attack roll.
well,
Mhm.
what does searing light do?
It shoots a blazing ray of light tinged with holy energy. Make a ranged spell attack. The ray deals 5d6 fire damage. If the target is fiend or undead, you deal an extra 5d6 good damage.
Okay. As you are using a sin boon, you will be able to roll with 2 d20s, and you may take the highest of those 2 rolls.
Okay. I can't find just my spell attack roll, but it's plus 15. So
Yes.
I'm just gonna roll 1 and then
Oh.
2. Oh, well, okay. So 29.
29 will hit.
All right.
So roll all the damage.
All right. So 5 d6 fire damage. Oh boy.
Nice.
And then
Nice.
5d6 good damage.
Oh man. Let me get this calculator out, because that is you're putting them through the paces.
Thank you for the sin boon.
I've used it well.
Yeah, you did. So, firing out this whole this radiant magic, you feel it go through your body, and this isn't the first time you've kind of activated that fieriness. And everyone, well, Marvolo standing next to Nexon, you feel the heat of her body as her eyes kind of like just glow with fire, and this light arcs out and engulfs this mage. The mage starts to scream in agony as you could see the fire is now burning holes as if paper, when you burn paper and it fizzles away. And that's what's happening to this creature. And it looks at Carla and it weeps. Well, it looks at Cassandra and weeps and says, "You would have loved it here." And then it turns to ash upon the ground. With that, Callie kind of steps forward, confused, and pokes the ash with her little rapier and says, what just happened?"
Listen, we don't know. We're just trying to make it through. Also, you need to get out of here. This is not a safe place for anyone.
What is happening? I'm sorry. Where am I exactly?
I would absolutely want to make a medicine check on this person. Like, holy crap, are you kidding me? Like, this person just seems so out of it. I want to see if she is on any recreationals. I'm going to take a 10, so I'm going to make that a flat 23.
As you look her over, she's confused and seeing everyone's just very confused. You notice you kind of you realize she has a very large lump on the back of her head and some blood, and it looks like someone probably like cracked over the back of the skull.
Does Alden just have a favorite way of murdering people? I'm just
Hold up. Let me try and wrap my head around this. So we find a spooky ghost, right? And so what's happened is Alden has gone to the middle of the countryside to this random halfling and just gone, you're coming with me. Whack! Dragged her in. I look at this woman and say, you have no idea how lucky you are. You are one of the most fortunate things. It's almost as if halflings are surrounded by this aura of luck that somehow or another seems to stop them from dying at the most opportune moments. We should call it something catchy, something to identify this luck of the halflings.
Sure, but I'm sorry. This is just a bit overwhelming for me. Callie?
As it should be. You've been smacked in the head by a serial killer who we are actually here to find and hunt down.
A serial killer?
Okay, maybe we shouldn't just start sharing. You know what? Come over. Okay. You have no idea how you got here, right?
Well, so here, not so much. I was, I was looking for a companion of mine, Mac. They're an alchemist. That's who gave me that potion, and I heard that he was heading. We got separated. I was in the town, the Sands Point. I went to a bar, the Rusty Cockatrice, or the something like that. And
at that, Cassandra like shakes out her soup and she goes and she's like clinging to something. Dragon, Rusty Dragon.
The
Rusty Dragon.
Yeah. That was the place, the Rusty Dragon. Yeah. I drank a little bit too much, and Mac was gonna go out, and then someone said they saw him heading over to a hospital or something, and then by the time I got there, it was all on fire, and I'm
Wait,
just really
hold on. Your friend, he wouldn't happen to be around, this tall, red hair, alchemist sort of fellow?
Yeah, that's Mac.
I think I do remember this fellow. Do you remember when we were fighting the big golem creature?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that there was a person there? He was looking for someone. I don't remember his name for the life of me, but if you're talking about an hospital that burnt down, I mean, I don't know how many of them have burnt down as of late.
Yeah, he went out that way, because we're and then she kind of reaches into her pocket and she pulls out like a little, it looks like a compass, right? And she holds it up and she goes, well, we're Pathfinders. We were looking, trying to uncover some kind of local history about a manor, like a family, what do they call them?
The foxgloves.
Yeah, that's them. The foxgloves. Yeah. So I came up this way, and I came up to the manor, and there was a well and birds everywhere. The birds like followed me, and then I guess someone hit me in the head.
Oh no. Listen, you may have been kidnapped and brought here, probably by the family in which you were investigating. So here's what we're going to do. We're all going to stick together and you're going to stay with us until we get you out of here, okay?
I mean, I would love to stay with you guys, but I really gotta find Mac. He, without me, he's lost. Is there a door upstairs? Is that how we would get out? Because I
Brain's just going to look at the rest of the group. Yeah, maybe we'll just let her go outside.
You guys all look a bit bewildered. None of you are Pathfinders, right?
Yeah, wait, no, we're not Pathfinders, no. But I do apologize. I know that it seems as though perhaps we are a bit taken aback. This is because, once again, you find yourself in rather a strange position. We can't guarantee too much in regards to your safety while you are down here, but if you follow these stairs upwards, you should see, once you exit, a statue of a large chimeric creature, part lion, part winged beast or something. If you just go just beyond it, there is some double doors which will allow you to leave the estate. I ask that you do not tarry, and nor do you stop and examine anything. It is very dangerous upstairs.
And leave the crows alone. Those aren't normal crows.
Yes, also, yes. I would run. Yes. Leave open the doors and just start running. Run as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if you happen to chat with the sheriff in Sandpoint, make sure to let them know that Malvolo and the rest of us did help you out.
Malvolo. And then she takes out like a book and she scribbles something down and she closes it. She looks and she's like, well, I greatly appreciate the rescue. If you're ever looking to be Pathfinders, check me out. Look me up. You can find me over at the hall sometimes, over in the Absalon. But yeah, I'm gonna head out, and she starts to rub the back of her head.
Wait a minute. You mentioned you were looking into the foxgloves, right? Did you see anything or learn anything interesting?
Well, I was sent down because I was, and she kind of opens her sack, and she has like books in there, like tons of books, way more than you would think. And she was like, "Yeah, I love history, so I was just collecting history on the local area, and they have a very strange history. One of the family members, he got into some really weird, dark arcane stuff. Something about oh shoot, what was his name? And then she kind of like starts to flip through her books, and she's like, Voral Foxglove, and you could see someone's highlighted there. And he he tried to do something about becoming a lich. That's super rare. And we were searching to see if he completed that ritual, because we would like to find the ritual and bring it back with us to secure it and keep it out of the hands of anyone. And then you realize she kind of like stops, and it dawns on her that she said way too much to random strangers. She's just like, none of you are lich people, right? You don't want to be liches.
Cassandra really
No.
quickly covers her arm, and then puts her hand in her pocket.
Just no. No, you guys.
No, we're full. Is this just part of your thing as what'd you say, a Pathfinder?
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I do. I'm a treasure hunter, but my treasure is knowledge. Because you know what they say, knowledge is power.
Right. This is like a club you're in?
Yeah, bunch of treasure hunters. That's kind of what we do.
Oh, okay, interesting. What? Oh, no, none of us are terrible. No. We are just looking at the rest. We're just also investigating other mysterious happenstance around the Foxglove Manor. We're very concerned about the children. Yes, the children. We're here for the children.
Well, and then she kind of rifles through her stuff, and she pulls out like what looks like a ball of yarn, but it kind of looks like it's made out of gold, and it has like these real like two jasmine what are they called, needles are like jammed in it. And she was like, well, I picked this up in one of my travels. I'm not 100% sure what it does, but looks like if you guys are trying to help children, I'll be more than happy to give it to you guys. And she hands over the ball of yarn to I'm assuming at this
just
point
kind of putting her hands out.
So she gives it to Nexon. Well, hopefully that helps you in your travels. I appreciate the save. And like I said, if you're ever in Absalon, look me up. We get a drink. I'm gonna head back to that little town down there, and head over to the Rusty Dragon, and maybe get a drink and see if Matt comes by. But again, thank you very much. And with that, she kind of heads towards the stairs. And
just before you leave, I'm gonna very quickly whisper to. I guess my guys, just away from her.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I know we don't know this individual, but we do know that the ins and outs of how this ritual to turn people into a lich has occurred. It's on the windows, after all. I mean, I don't know much about these Pathfinders. They must be very, very new as a group. but I have seen their name around the place, and I believe we found even works and tales of them. I am torn because I feel as though if they are indeed safeguarding knowledge, that could definitely be a worthwhile endeavor, and we should perhaps share with them at least what is on the mirrors. Or alternatively, maybe they're a big group of blabbermouths because they literally write their exploits down in print form to distribute around the place. This is two sides of perhaps a very dangerous coin.
We could find her afterwards and tell her, or if the manor becomes safe, we can bring her back. I'm just worried if we mention it, she might not leave the manor immediately.
Yes, and travel to multiple of the floors to try to see it. Let's gather it for ourselves, keep that documentation, and then when we survive this, we can investigate more about these Pathfinders. I mean, who knows? Who can join their group? Who has access? I mean, she just told us a lot of stuff, and we're not even Pathfinders.
This is true.
So I say we tell her we'll meet up with her. If we find anything, we'll discuss it with her later.
Very well. So, yes, Mrs. Or Miss, I didn't assume, but Callie, we are actually based out of Sandpoint, and as we have mentioned, a lot of our endeavors happen around the Rusty Dragon Inn. Perhaps if you wait there, maybe resupply, collect yourself, I'm sure that you'll even find your companion in the town as well. We shouldn't be too far behind, and once we arrive, we may have some information to share regarding what we find here at the Foxglove Manor. Anything we can, we will try to bring for you to at least maybe take back something for your troubles.
I would greatly appreciate that. You know what? I'll stay there. I'll wait. I'm still looking for Mac, so hopefully Mac shows up. We both kind of agreed to meet there, so it wouldn't be such a bad plan to wait maybe a fortnight. I'll hang out there if you guys need to come back and meet up. And if you do bring us anything, I'm sure the Pathfinders would be more than happy to reimburse you for any of your troubles.
Right. Thank you. We'll keep the money in mind.
Not a problem. And hopefully you save those children. But
Travel safe.
And she heads up the stairs. And Cassandra, you realize that the door was definitely locked. Remember with the wizard when he left, and you heard the lock, and Cassie just kind of opens it, and you could see the light from outside now shining in, and she you could hear her say, "Thank you," and then she heads out and closes the door again. And you can now hear her footsteps kind of traveling through the house, and then finally out, and then you lose track of them.
Well, it's incredibly strange that she made it here, but at least she's getting out. And I'm grateful she was here to help, because that thing gave me the heebie-jeebies, and I was not ready to face that alone. Also, Kalodi, I'm sorry you got in the middle of that very terrifying attack. I just lashed out because I was very afraid, so I apologize.
Nah, no, don't even worry about it. It's all good. Yeah, look at me. I don't have a scratch on me, but just for the record, I mean, maybe just give a guy a warning. Maybe I can, move out the way a bit.
Yeah. Maybe next time I'll yell like attack, and then you'll know I'll be attacking.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like a code word. That's exactly what it means. Yes. Right. So these children that I'm supposed to be helping, I suppose we should go further in to look for it.
Yeah.
Can I when we step into the room, can I find out any information? I don't know from like the ash is obviously not going to tell me anything, but is there like anything I can look at or pull some lore from? I do have the Glean lore action.
Yes.
Which,
So,
yeah.
Cassandra, as you kind of like stare at the ashes, a wind picks up in the room and the ashes swirl, and everyone sees this. Now they're swirling around your feet, and then they come to a stop, and from where you're standing, it looks like nothing, but from where everyone else is standing, it is the symbol. Your rune symbol has now formed in the ashes underneath your feet. And with that, we will end it here. I appreciate everyone. Thank you very much for playing with us. Thank you very much to the chat for staying with us. We did go a little over, but that was a boss battle. And then we got to meet Cassie, who was an amazing NPC. So thank you very much for the donation for that. Thank you very much to, and thank you very much for the donation for the boss battle. That was also fun. So I want to say thank you, throw a huge shout out and thank you to our sponsors, of course, Hero Forge and Sirenscape, for all those really cool sounds that Michael puts out there, except for the womp womp sound. Boo, Michael, boo.
Yeah, I pressed the L button. I want to try that again. Just let me try something real quick. Yeah, if I press L, it's a hotkey.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, good to know. I didn't even know. Do I have other hotkeys on?
In our back pocket.
Ooh, that's the
cool.
F button. Yeah, I gotta play around with this more. I have a piano now.
Definitely. And I want to say a huge thank you to my players who wake up very early on their Sundays or who stay up very late in their evenings for Carla and Michael. Both of you, thank you very much. But I do want to throw it over to the amazing Dawn so that she and the rest of my party can tell you where you can find them when they're not here playing Rise of the Runelords. So, Dawn?
Yeah, you can find me and my partner Ryan over at Roll for Initiative on YouTube and R4I Vlog on Twitter and Instagram. And we make videos all about tabletop RPGs and our other geeky interests.
Whew. I'm Becca Godsey. You can find me as X Caustic Phoenix here on Twitch, but also as Becca Godsey on Twitter and on Instagram. This week we're playing Destiny 2, God of War, and Mass Effect because I just need more stories in my life.
And I'm Carla from Dum Dum Die, spelled DUMDUMDIE, and you can find us every Tuesday on Twitch and sort of any day on the podcast because it's a podcast and you can listen at any time. And we play a 5th edition D&D homebrew of my imagination. It's magic mech vibes and usually a lot of chaos and a goose. So join us.
And my name is Michael. This is my place. This is my face. And you can find it here quite a lot, actually. So let's see. Mondays, you can find it here at in the morning for Australia at 9 a.m. And US time, it'll be Sunday evening where I play... hang on. Wait, what? Oh, we have a donation that's just come through. It's this huge weight. All right, we have been donated a $50 donation. I will tell you exactly what this donation is because Calindria was insistent on it after we were talking in chat. Mm-hmm. The magic item reward is what would be claimed for this wonderful and generous donation. And the magic item in question, I believe, was a spectral mustache, which belonged to our ghost. Which, you know, let's just put that up on screen real quick. Let's head back to the battle map real quick. Yes, the request is for, of course, the spectral mustache. Here we go. Boop. There it is. And
that's the spectral mustache.
Yep.
Magnificent.
It's
The
a full blood.
The magnificent mutton chop. So I'll tell you what, because of the donation, I will put Calindria in touch with Jared, and the two of you can come up with exactly what the special effects of this spectral mutton chop happens to be. So yay, that's gonna happen. I'm very excited. Also, wow. Hey, what's up? We've also got folks joining us from Silver Red Fox Gaming and Quest Junkies. Good to see you guys. We're actually just wrapping up, but we're going to go raid someone, so stick around, earn those dag dollary dues because they get used in a whole bunch of my shows. And yeah. So anyway, you can find me here Mondays, Monday evening for the US, Monday morning for the Australians, Wednesday morning and evening for folks in Australia and US. Friday night. US, Saturday morning for the Australians, Jesus, and then of course you could find me here Sunday evenings Australian, mornings US, playing a whole bunch of different games, guys. I play just so many different things. I wish I could sit there and tell you guys, and I will have a proper schedule out at some point or another. To answer some questions here, we use Fantasy Grounds, we use Hero Forge for all these really cool minis, so thank you to Hero Forge for that, and we use Sirenscape for awesome sounds, which we now know have hotkeys. Like this one. Yeah, that was an H. I don't know why that's an H, but sure, that's what H does now. So yeah, there we go. And yeah.
Awesome. And I believe I'm the last one on this list. And when I'm not here GMing for these amazing folks, you can find me over at my Twitch station at NVNG. Or you could come to our website and catch up on all the latest stuff we've done, which is nvngpodcast.com. Because we are a podcast. Me and Carla, we do the podcast thing. Yeah. And as always, I want to say thank you very much to our sponsors, Hero Forge, Sirenscape, and to our amazing chat who's donating even after the game's over and got us another boss battle. I don't know how to handle that one, but this is going to be awesome. I appreciate you very much. I know we all do. So with that, I'm going to throw it back over to Michael so he could tell you who we are rating, because Michael likes helping everyone.
I do. I think it's very important for channels to support and look after each other and to rate each other. Let's see. We've got a group starting up soon, but is anyone doing stuff right now? Let's have a look. We are gonna go and raid. Connie's Sideshow is playing Alien Isolation. Hell yeah, that is absolutely what we're going to go and see. Now, Connie's Sideshow is, of course, a fan of the channel and a good friend. He's playing the video game version of Alien Isolation, but you know what I want us to do? I do still want us to go and raid these guys because, guys, if you don't know, I've done some work for a wonderful production company called Free League Publishing. They do amazing role-playing games, and they have released the Aliens role-playing game. So if you're going to hang around on their stream, here's my recommendation, right? Convince them to run that game and then ask me to play in it. Do that for me. This is your quest. Thank you, guys. Just get me into more games, okay? It's clear that I don't have enough. So we're going to go raid them. Be sure to send them all the love. Be sure to, of course, give them the good old Aussies. If you're a subscriber to the channel, bombard them as much as you can with, of course, our Dead Aussie skulls, because we will unleash the horde upon them as we enter their stream chat. Thank you so much again to Jared and my wonderful cast members. And guys, till next time, as always, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Good night, everyone!